Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. This is the Successful Author Series. I am your host and your administrator, your creator, and your founder of Your First Book 101. And today I'm going to be interviewing an author who is massively successful. She is a friend, she is a woman of God, she is a mom, she is a coach, and her passion and mission in life is to serve women, Black women over 40 who want support with understanding their worth, understanding their value, and learning how to be more graceful and gentle with themselves. She focuses on relationships, right? Whether they be romantic relationships or whether they be personal relationships with family members, church mates, colleagues, clients. But the most important relationship that she really helps people dig deep into is the relationship with themselves. So if you are a woman over 40 and you are ready to take your life and dream to the next level, you need to be in the room and you need to sit down and listen for the next 20 or so minutes to my amazing co-host. I'm calling her a co-host today because I just feel like this conversation is going to be a series. I just feel like we're in such alignment with each other, and we're going to allow y'all to vote and tell us whether or not you want us to come back together again and again and again. So without further ado, I'm getting ready to call to the stage an amazing author, a beautiful, beautiful human being, Coach Marshaun.
Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for having me, Coach LT. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, come on in the room, Marshaun O, shift relationship strategist. Please break down a little bit about that shift relationship strategist, and then we'll go into exactly what you do as a coach.
First, let me just say thank you for having me and thank you for that beautiful introduction for sure. Okay, so shift relationship strategist. I help Black women over 40, as you just mentioned, to shift their perspective, shift the way that they're showing up in the world, shift the way that they see themselves, shift the way that they have the story that they've been telling themselves that has not been serving them. And then the relationship, as you just mentioned, is not just your romantic relationship. The most important relationship that we work together with is the relationship with yourself. Because I find that a lot of people that try to get into a romantic relationship, that failure that comes later on or right away is because you don't know you.
Oh,
You have not sat with you long enough to really dig deeper into why you show up the way that you do, why you keep attracting the same knucklehead over and over again. So
ouch.
that relationship with yourself is the most important relationship, and it trickles into every other relationship and how you show up in this world, not only with yourself, not only with your partner or significant other, but also with your child or children. They are watching everything that you do, and they will imitate or emulate you later on in life. And so think about further down the road, not just today. How do you want your child or children to show up in this world based off of how you're showing up today? And then there's the strategist. I can't even speak. The strategist part of it is I help you with strategies. So how are you going to shift and get to the next level? The relationship piece, strategies there. So that's the shift relationship strategist. And
Wow.
it's not just romantic relationships, as I just mentioned, and as Coach just mentioned. Romantic, the one with yourself, so that's interpersonal, right? And then we have the one with your child or children, your coworkers if needed, your boss, your siblings, your friends, etc.
Wow. Woo. Yes, go ahead and point to that book behind you. We're going to get into that book in a second, y'all. That
I
book
have it right
behind
here.
her. There you go. You Can't Get Over Your Ex. That's going to be our conversation today. She's going to read a little piece. So, you guys, once you get ready to buy it, okay, buy it. You heard me say that twice. Once you get ready to buy it, you're going to be able to get a sneak peek. She's going to read a couple pages so you can find out actually what's inside of there and how it's going to challenge you to become better to make the shift. Okay. Woo. All right. Let's talk a little bit just about you and your background. Who are you as a human being and as a woman?
I am a Black woman, as you can see, but I am someone that is so loving, so caring, so um, One of my superpowers
Yes.
is noticing that people feel really comfortable when they're with me.
Ooh.
Comfortable to the where it's really early on, literally they just met me, and then I hear statements like this after they started talking, then they catch themselves and they'll say, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I do know it's the comfortability. And I come from an era, if you will, of not being judgmental. I literally am a very curious person. And I've heard some wild stuff as a coach, but you would never know it by looking at me. You would feel very comfortable to tell me what happened to you. And what I also find is because of that comfortability that they feel with me, a lot of times they say things very nonchalant. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. You said this. Let's go a little. What happened? Like, slow down. So
Yeah.
they have a habit of nonchalant saying some really deep stuff that we have to revisit again, and get them to see this is why I do. This is why I show up. This is why I say. This is why I hold back. This is why I'm nervous. This is why I don't look people in the face or in the eye. That
Yeah.
thing that was nonchalantly said is usually that their why. This why I keep.
Mm. Okay. Woo, you said a lot right there. Let me unpack a little bit of that for the people who are like, for the people who just open this up thinking this is just going to be a regular podcast show. Just they're going to listen to it while they driving. No, y'all ain't going to listen to this while you driving. You're going to sit down and you might wash the dishes and you're going to look at yourself.
Mm.
Okay. And if you know a Black woman who needs to be in the room listening to this, share this with her. Okay. Share this with her because this is a real deep, serious look. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to crack some jokes, but we're serious as a heart attack when it comes to serving women. I serve women with writing their book, writing their story, getting on stage and talking about who they are. And that's a spiritual practice. Writing that book is difficult. It's a challenge. We go through a lot of conversations that are courageous conversations. And so today, Coach Marshaun is here to have some courageous conversations with y'all ladies. And she's going to just give you a little tidbit of what's in the book so you can grab the book. And then if you feel like you want to take a deeper dive and work with her, then you need to book a call and work with her because she will help you. At this age, 40 years old, you know what you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you need, you know what you don't need, you know what you need to let go of. And so Marshaun is the coach who's going to have that real conversation with you and you will feel comfortable. Talk a little bit about your professional background because I noticed with me, I always have kids come up to me and say, you know what my mom and dad said? You know what my mom and dad did? Like they're, because I'm a teacher, I was in education for 20 years. Kids feel so comfortable telling me all their mama's business. And I have to say, hold up. Is it something that you want me to do something about, or is it something that you just want me to listen to? I said, because be careful what you tell me, because sometimes I will have to go call the authorities. Okay. So I give them the disclaimer and they can make a decision whether they want to proceed with the conversation.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This is what I had to realize as a teacher because it was so, I'm so inviting, so approachable, so cozy. The classroom that I had was so cozy. They would just say anything. And I'm like, oh, I'm an adult. Don't get it twisted because
Don't forget.
I will report.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your professional background and what led you to this moment.
I've been a giver. I was in healthcare. I worked in the hospital and or clinics for about 20 years. And I helped behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know what it is, but I was a pathology tissue technician. And essentially, I helped with the doctors to make the diagnosis. Most people can understand cancer. So sometimes you or someone that you know had to go in for some type of surgical procedure, and they had to take a piece out of you, whether it was a biopsy or they decided to cut off a big portion of your skin, they would send that piece of you to someone like me. And then
Wow.
I would cut it up into smaller pieces so the doctor can diagnose what was actually happening with you internally.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was behind the scenes of care in that way, helping people. But I've always been the go-to person. I guess I've always had the mindset to think outside the box, and people have always come to me, my siblings, friends, even sometimes strangers. Like I said, sometimes they'll just, I don't know why I'm telling you this, will come up to me and share and or ask for guidance in some realm of their life, and it's usually relational wise for sure.
Wow, that's amazing.
But
Okay,
yeah,
so then it makes perfect sense. Healthcare, serving people,
mhm, mhm.
making sure people are okay physically, mentally, spiritually.
Yes.
Okay, wow. Okay, this is beautiful. Amazing. Okay, so let's dig into the book because most people here that are watching on my channels, they're authors already, or they're thinking about becoming an author, and they're
Perfect.
they're wanting to know what that process is like, and how to be successful. So it's a successful author series. So tell us, how did you get into putting your knowledge and expertise in a book? Before we actually get to this book, how did you start writing books?
I because I would serve so many people just throughout the years in coaching, I never thought about writing a book until God placed it on other people to keep telling me, "Where's your book? Where's your book? Where's your book?" And I'm like, "I don't have a book." And honestly, I was getting so irritated because I didn't want to sit down and write a book. and, and then here's the kicker though. I never wanted to sit down and write a book. And when the pandemic happened, I pumped out 32 books.
Oh, can you say that again for the people in the back?
I had so much knowledge, so much data, so much experience, so much coaching that because everybody kept asking me, "Where's your book?" Once I started writing a book, I couldn't stop. And pandemic happened. I wrote my first book, which was an Amazon bestseller for 2 years. And it stayed up there. But in the course of it being a bestseller, I pumped out 32 books in that time frame. I think I said 1 year, but it was actually 2 years. So in those 2 years that I had that number one bestseller, I pumped out 32 books because I obviously had something to say that I didn't realize I had to say because other people can hear it. And so I put it in black and white. So now you can experience some of the things that I had learned through experience. Because, side note, but I want to share this part. A lot of what made me start coaching and teaching is because the very thing that I'm teaching, coaching, I didn't get myself.
Ooh,
And I ended in a dead end marriage. I chose the wrong partner. But the
okay.
thing is, and I'm not blaming because at some point you got to take responsibility for you and how you're showing up. So
Amen.
I didn't receive the coaching from my parents. I didn't have any deep sit down talks or even surface level talks, really, to just ask the question, what type of guy or who do you want to be in your marriage? What do you want your marriage to look like? This is what me and dad's marriage look like, but what do you want yours to look like? Is there something so any talks like that was null and void.
Ooh,
So I got on into the world at 18 because I joined the United States Navy at 18. That was one of my ways of getting out the house and experiencing the world without having to experience it. And I realized that I just didn't know. So then I started to just jump from relationship to relationship because I didn't know. And a lot of it,
yeah,
let's be real, a lot of it was sexual, but I just didn't know.
yeah,
I didn't know what I didn't know. And I thought that if I gave my body, we was in a relationship because I
yeah,
wasn't taught any different.
yeah.
So all of that came from me being the coach that I am today, why I show up and I'm not afraid to say just what I say it here without
Yes.
knowing me. I'm not afraid
Wow.
to be me because this is a part of my story. And if I can help you not go down that same road, then I have fulfilled my God given purpose. just by me being me. And you don't have to learn the hard way. You can hear it and say, okay, I want to do now what she's saying do, not trying to go and figure out what love looks like and how I need to show up. Because
Wow.
a man is only going to love you if you give away your body.
Yeah.
Now I know that's not true. But at 18, I didn't know.
Ooh. Wow. Ooh, let's pause right there. Okay, ladies. I know that was a lot, ladies. I know
Yeah.
you're like, their hair is blown back like but ladies, wherever you are in the world, you could be in your car, wherever you are, raise your hands if you did exactly what she said she did. Raise your hand. I'm raising two and I'm raising my feet. Because we're all in this together. We're all in this together. This is a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
This is a mindset. Give love, give sex to get love. That's a mindset. Okay, so let's talk about the shift. When did you have your first shift in the mindset?
It was after I had already gotten married, was married 7 years, and went through my divorce.
Okay.
And then a light bulb came off. No, not yet. Sorry. After that, I took about a year or two before I started dating. So after my divorce, took about a year or two, started dating. And then I was on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Because I still didn't know what I didn't know. And
Yeah.
so I would go from relationship and situationship,
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. So I was on an emotional roller coaster for about 15 years.
Oh.
And one day I was like, we got to stop this.
Oh.
And I literally had to look myself in the mirror and say, Marshaun, what are you doing? You are the only common denominator in all of these relationships. And so if the relationship is not working, it can't be anybody else.
Mm. Wow.
So I'm saying that to you. If you in a roller
Yes.
coaster,
Yes.
it can't be everybody else. It's
Right.
something that you're doing that is not making everything work out for you.
Ooh. Wow. Wow. You just dropped some amazing food for thought. That's food for thought. And they're going to be chewing on that for a while. Ladies, don't worry. We'll be back. This interview is almost over, but I promise we will be back to talk about more of this. And we're getting ready to dig deep into that book because I really want y'all to get this book.
Let's do it.
This book right here is going to be, you already heard, she's a multiple a best-selling author. So you already know that there is information in her resume of work that is going to help you make a shift. So if you've been waiting and you've been searching, praying, other people have been telling you, it's time for you to go to therapy, get a support group, work with a coach, invest in yourself,
Amen.
start going on vacations, start writing your book, start getting on stage. If you're at the point where you're like, you know what, it's all about me now. I've taken care of kids, I've watched the grandkids, I've already checked off my, the list of things to do, but I haven't gotten to my bucket list. If that's you, you need to be in the room every time Coach Marshaun is in the room. You need to be in the room. Okay. Because even coaches need coaches.
Amen.
Okay. We all have to invest in our own personal growth. We've got to read the books. We've got to implement the strategies, but we also have to have a coach to hold us accountable. Okay. So y'all see where I'm going with this. Now we getting ready to get into this book because I love the title. You, can get over your ex. Period. I'm putting a period at the end of that. Tell us how that book became a book.
It stemmed from my own personal experiences and listening to the same types of stories via clients. And I was just like, literally, you can get over this sucker. Nah, I can't put that.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
if I can get over my sucker, you can get over your sucker. But I had to take it deeper, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're listening to this and looking at the title, you may believe that I'm only going hard in the paint about him and all the things that he did wrong. When in fact, sis, bring it on in.
Ooh.
This book is all about you. There are some questions about him, but the focus is about you, where you were at, what you're bringing to the table. And this is in the past, but it can also be current because maybe you didn't take care of some of the stuff that you should have taken care of. And so I wanted to take a deeper dive and ask the questions that you should have asked yourself before you decided to get into that relationship. Because once you get the full picture, you'll realize there's no reason for me to hold on to him. I should no longer be emotionally attached to this particular man.
Wow.
Or men, because you could be writing about one and then a question might not apply to that one, but it may apply to three people back. but you haven't taken care of that particular part of you in your life. And so this book stemmed from me as well as working with clients, the same questions coming up over and over and over again. And I couldn't ask them all of the questions. So I decided to package them up and put them in here so you can actually, in the own privacy of your own home, yes, or you can do it with some friends, but this is definitely deep emotional work. And so most people are going to want to do this with themselves and or with me as your coach. And as Coach LT just mentioned, holding you accountable to doing the hard work, because it is hard work.
Ooh, all right, let's get into pages. What page we on?
We are on page, and let me clarify, this is a journal, right? I don't know if I said that, but this is the deeper questions that you need to ask yourself in order to get rid of some of that sickening feeling like, why do I keep attracting this same dude?
Yeah.
Different face, different clothes, same cologne, possibly same treatment. Why do I keep attracting the men that keep cheating on me? Why do I keep attracting these bums that I feel I have to save?
Oh,
stepped on some toes.
Oh, watch your toes, y'all. Watch your toes and watch your fingers and your toes and your elbows.
Okay. So this is question number 2. I don't have a page number. This is question 2. What did you learn from your previous relationship? What did you learn? And I'm going to keep it simple because some of these can go really deep, but I want you to see what you need to see in order to make sure that you get this book, because this is deep work, as we mentioned. Another question is, this is question number 10. Should you have walked away sooner? Should you? Yes. I want to ask this question. I don't know what page it's on, but I know it's in here, which is about red flags. Did you ignore the red flags? Wow. That one's deep because for me personally, before I knew what a red flag was, I didn't realize that I was ignoring them because I didn't realize I didn't have the vocabulary. Yeah. Right. But it's the yucky stuff. So for me, my ex, he used to smoke. I said my entire life, I don't want nobody that smoke. He hid that from me. And then when I found out, I didn't walk away because I was deep. Oh, I didn't walk away. And guess what happened? We ended up divorcing any doggone way. Yeah. So I could have ended it before. And that was just one thing that continued, that I just don't like smoking. So I'll leave it there. Okay. Another question. This is question 29. What issues keep coming up in every relationship you've been in the past? And I'll read one more, Coach. One more.
Yeah, this is good.
Did you ever find yourself not speaking up for fear of losing him or her? Yeah. Wow. Questions like that are questions that you need to ask yourself before, because again, once you understand why you were doing something, you'll be like, nah, I don't need that sucker. And
Wow.
let's be real, you never really needed him because he wasn't what you needed. He wasn't what you needed. You wanted him for fear of, because as we both help women over 40, black women over
Yeah.
40, maybe it's, oh man, I'm over 40, or oh man, I'm doing too much. Maybe you want a child or children and you still haven't had them yet, or everybody's on your back when you're going to get married. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that's coming up for you. That's not your whole stuff.
Yeah.
It's not
Woo.
your, it's literally not your burden to carry. And have you, Coach D has said, I am a believer. I'm a Christian. That's where all of
Yes.
my references are coming from, because God is really a central portion in my life. And that's honestly, if and when I coach you, we will be talking about God. We will have to. Who are you serving? Who's your master? Because if your man is your master, you're gonna fall anyway. That's a different conversation, Coach.
Woo. I know we wrapping up. We wrapping up. Wow. Yeah, we wrapping up because you already opened up. Those questions already opened up some homework for these people. Because y'all know I'm a teacher. I got to give y'all some homework. So homework is you need to go get the book. Okay. You need to have read through and done the work before our next talk. And we will make an announcement.
Love it.
So you will know when the next talk is. You will get the email. You will get notified on Facebook. You know how I do. Okay. So you will get the information you need to be successful for this next conversation, because this is not just a talk between Coach LT and Coach Marshaun. This is a conversation that you're going to have between yourself in the mirror. We're holding up a mirror for you. Okay. This is what coaches do. We're holding up a mirror for you and we're showing you where the gaps are. And guess what? We're providing you with the resources to fill in the gaps your damn self.
Amen. Y'all see I'm passionate. I be getting hyped. So, but really it's all out of love. And I want you to do better, but I want you to want to do better, because you can do better. You don't have to settle for these knuckleheads, or just because another year is about to pass. And here's a secret. Can I whisper this to you? When you decide to let go and stop searching, looking, let me get on this dating site, let me answer everybody, let me go out on a million dates. When you stop doing all of that, is when out of the blue, your boo gonna hit you in the face. Okay, we said we wrapping it up. Go.
Yes, wrap it up. Yes. Okay, so the last thing I want to leave everybody with is, where can they get this book and how do they connect with you? And there is a question that I know is in their mind, because I serve all kinds of different people. So you said there was a question in there that you said, him or her.
Yes.
Who is this for? Are there some people who this is not for? Let's get that out the way, because I know I have women in the audience that are not married to men. They might be married to women.
So thank you for asking the question. So the book was written for heterosexual relationships. However, I understand the world that we live in, and I'm pretty sure most of the questions say him or her, because your choice is your choice.
Yes.
I can't condemn you on your choice, just like you can't condemn me on mine.
Amen.
And I wanted it to be open. Let's be realistic, because I've coached Christians that are not in traditional relationships.
Okay. Boom. Okay, so now where can they get a hold of you now that you've said that? Now they're like, oh, okay, she done put up the green light. Let's go.
So the best way to reach me is by emailing me. And I'll say it here, but I'm sure Coach is going to put it somewhere, which is Marshaun at MarshaunOlanio.com. Most of y'all gonna mess up my name, so just wait till she posts it. So it's Marshaun at MarshaunOlanio.com. That's the best place to reach me. Although a lot of people try to reach me through IG, which that is Marshaun_O on IG, Facebook, Marshaun Alanio, and then what's the other one? YouTube. Some people also reach me on YouTube. It's at Marshaun O.
Beautiful. Yes. And that's it for y'all today. That remember, we're going to come back. So I need y'all to comment on this, engage with this. I need y'all to share this video with everybody who you know needs it. We're going to be looking at the comments and the engagement. And if you are saying yes, 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 then we're going to come back with more, more, more. It's that simple. This is what we do. This is the love of our lives. We love helping people with this situation because this is something that's life changing. We don't just write books with information. We write books that are going to help you create a transformation. And that's on you. That's not on us. All right. Woo! Thank you so much, Coach Marshaun. I so appreciate you. And I will see you again in the very, very, very near future. So you have a beautiful afternoon, and I will see you next time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, y'all. That's it. That's all we got for today's episode. Thank you for joining us for the Successful Author Series. That was the amazing Coach Marshaun. If you want her information, everything's going to be in the show notes, and we're going to get that information to you. Make sure that you're paying attention. Comment, please comment on this. Share this, like it. The more engagement, the better. You know how things work in these social media streets. You're only as relevant as the last comment that your viewer gave you. So give us comments, give us likes, give us hearts, give us shared. If there's anything you don't agree with, then type what you don't agree with, and we will address that on the air as well. All right. Have a beautiful afternoon, weekend, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye now.